In today's video, we're going to be taking you in depth into Scottsdale, Arizona, and Nick here is going to be taking you through on a map. That way you'll get a good understanding of different parts of the city as well as some great visuals to go along with it. So without further ado, let's get right into it. You guys are having a fantastic day. My name is Nick Strietzel and this is my brother Max, and we are a real estate agent team here in Scottsdale, Phoenix, and surrounding cities. And we work with people just like you every single day who are looking to make their move to the Valley. Well, with this channel, we aim to teach you everything you need to know before coming here, as well as throwing in some incredible house tours along the way. And as always, if you or someone you know has any questions or is looking to buy or sell here, we would be more than happy to help you. All of our information will be in the description below. Please contact us however you feel most comfortable. So let's hop on over to the map and get right into Scottsdale. Alrighty guys, grab that popcorn and get comfortable because I should be going for about 20 minutes here, but by the end you will be an expert in Scottsdale. But before I get into Scottsdale, I just wanted to zoom out on the map and show you guys how close in proximity we are to other great parts of the state, the country, and even Mexico. Maybe one of these days you want to get a road trip in, or we're only 5.5 hours away from both San Diego and Los Angeles. We're only 4.5 hours away from Las Vegas, 2 hours away from Flagstaff. This is probably the most popular route in the summer when it's scorching hot here. You can jet on up to Flagstaff and it is basically 20 degrees colder at all times, give or take, and it looks and feels like a completely different state. And in the winter they have great skiing and snowboarding as well. Tucson, similar, only 2 hours away. And finally, Puerto Penasco, Mexico, a very popular destination for people here in the Valley. It is only 4 hours away. It's a cute little beach town in Mexico with a couple of award-winning golf courses. So I just wanted to throw that in before we get into Scottsdale. As you can see, we have lots of options, and I feel like this is a great part about living here in the Valley. But without further ado, let's get into Scottsdale. As you can see, I have the borders of Scottsdale set for us, but Google is a bit incorrect. This is where Scottsdale starts along 56th, and it goes like this. This dip into Scottsdale is Paradise Valley. Paradise Valley sits directly in between Phoenix and Scottsdale. This is all Phoenix, Arizona. Paradise Valley is your Beverly Hills of Scottsdale and Phoenix. Think of the biggest, most beautiful houses, the most pristine landscaping. It is going to be in this circle. You have the Phoenix Mountain Preserve right here. Some houses up in the mountains, but most of them in the flats with incredible views of the mountains. It is something to behold. I definitely recommend you go check it out, even if you're not in the market to buy one of these houses. I would expect at the minimum of $2 million to live in Paradise Valley in current times. So let's get into Proximities before we chop Scottsdale into a few pieces and I show you every single portion of it. And the main takeaway here is going to be the Loop 101. Now, the Loop 101 is still a relatively new freeway, I believe finished in 2002. And it's the only freeway that goes directly through Scottsdale. So it is going to be your main ticket from getting north to south, south to north as quickly as possible. For the most part, you are going 70, 75, sometimes even 80 on this freeway, although the speed limit is 65. Just go with the flow of traffic. It is most safe to just go the speed everyone else is going. If we zoom in a little bit here, let's say we are in Old Town Scottsdale right here, and we want to get up to TPC Scottsdale in the north. We're obviously going to take the 101. This is roughly 15 miles, I would say, and this drive is only going to take you 15 to 20 minutes maximum. So as you can see, about a mile a minute. Once you get off the freeway, of course, you're going to be waiting in a few lights, but the 101 offsets that waiting time. It is fantastic. And let's go into the proximity to the airport as well as the hospitals before I get into every part of Scottsdale. So this is Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. It is very centrally located. As you can see, it is almost directly in downtown Phoenix, and it is basically accessible to any part of the valley, but Scottsdale is even better because you have the 101, hop on the 202 right here, very quick to get to. Let's say we're in Old Town right here. You have a couple of routes. I would just take the 101 and 202, or you could just go about like this. It's gonna be a 15-minute drive from Old Town Scottsdale. Very simple. Middle of Scottsdale, let's be safe and say 20 minutes, give or take. And then I apologize, I have to zoom out quickly to get to the northernmost parts. Again, here is the airport. Say you are around here, this is going to be about a 30-minute drive. And then if you're way up here in the empty parts of Scottsdale where the very private golf course communities are, this is going to be 45 minutes, maybe even 1 hour. But the very farthermost part of Scottsdale, you're still less than an hour away from the main airport, which is fantastic. Now, the hospitals, even better. You have lots of options. There is one option I wanted to mention right here in downtown Phoenix. In theory, if you're here in Old Town or South Scottsdale, you could just go right on over to this hospital. But again, it might be quicker to just grab the 101 up to this Honor Health right here on Shea Boulevard. This is the centralmost hospital in Scottsdale. It's probably going to be the main one everyone is going to use under this line. It's just really quick to get to. It's on Shea Boulevard, like I just said. Shea Boulevard is one of the most popular and busiest cross streets in Scottsdale, and it leads right to this incredible town called Fountain Hills. I will touch on Fountain Hills as soon as I show you the other hospitals. The other hospitals you have a Mayo Clinic right here, also directly along the 101, and then there is an Honor Health right here at Greyhawk. There are many more hospitals in the valley, and there are several emergency rooms and clinics in Scottsdale, but I just wanted to go over the big main hospitals, and these two, for the most part, are going to be the main ones. And then very quickly, as I promised, I will touch on Fountain Hills before we get into Scottsdale. Fountain Hills is one of my favorite suburbs of the entire Phoenix and Scottsdale area. It is a beautiful little town. The name comes incredibly literal. The fountain in Fountain Hills Lake at one time was the tallest fountain in the world, and it is very hilly in Fountain Hills. You are socked in by mountains. It is completely opposite to 15 minutes down the road right here at Honor Health. This is genuinely only a 15-minute drive. And if you're someone who wants to be away from the busyness of Phoenix and Scottsdale, you want to be in nature a little bit more, possibility of seeing deer, bobcats, lots of cactuses in your view, Fountain Hills is an incredible option. I've had many clients decide to buy here, and they are very happy with their decision. Similar to Fountain Hills, you have Carefree and Cave Creek up here, which I will get into once I touch on North Scottsdale. They are also fantastic options for people who do not want to be in the busier parts of the valley. Welcome to South Scottsdale. We're right on the border of Salt River and Tempe. This is Arizona State University right here. And there is so much in South Scottsdale, especially Old Town, to go over. As you can see, there is a hospital I didn't mention here. Like I said, there is tons of hospitals in the area. I was just mentioning the biggest and main ones. So you have this, which is also a great option. All of the single family homes that I mentioned, built between the 50s and 70s, and you're going to be close to your neighbors, for the most part, are right around here. They're also right here and right here. If we zoom in, this is Old Town Scottsdale. Quite possibly one of the most fun places in the entire United States. There is so many restaurants and businesses here, you will not even scratch the surface in the years and years that you live here. This right here is the Old Town part of Old Town. This is where all the original Western buildings are going to be. It is very popular among tourists. You have museums, you have the Sugar Bowl, a big pink ice cream shop. You cannot miss it. There is just unlimited amounts of things. Rusty Spur is one of the most famous saloons, bars here in the area. And up here in Old Town is where most of all of the fine dining in Scottsdale is going to be. You have the likes of Nobu, Mastro's, Maple and Ash, Bourbon and Bones. Bourbon and Bones is my personal favorite. Oh my goodness, you will not have a better dessert in your life. Go and get the bourbon pound cake from Bourbon and Bones. You will not regret it. But if you're not looking for fine dining, do not worry. There is something for everyone, no matter what your budget is. Old Town Scottsdale is where all of the bachelorette parties are going to be, riding around on the bar cars, where a designated driver drives you around. You can blare your own music and everyone drinks and has a great time. There are little sit-down scooters all disguised as different animals that you can cruise around 5 miles per hour through Old Town. There's Segway tours. There are golf carts running most days that will drive you and your friends if you're drinking. They run on a tip basis. It is just one of the coolest parts of the entire United States. And attached to Old Town is Fashion Square Mall. This is a ginormous indoor shopping mall. 3 or 4 stories, hundreds and hundreds of stores. Whether you're looking for designer, normal clothes, watches, jewelry, sporting goods, food court, you name it, they have it. There is so much to do in Old Town Scottsdale. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see this strip of parks that goes actually all the way up into the middle of Scottsdale. These parks consist of basketball courts, soccer fields, volleyball, dog parks, skate parks, ponds that you can take the dogs to swim. There is something for everyone, and it is a great part of Scottsdale. It almost is like the very long version of Central Park right in the middle of the city. If you go right on over to the border of Scottsdale, this is Scottsdale Auto Show. It's where almost all of the car dealerships are going to be that aren't luxury car dealerships. Those are all in the north. I will of course touch on them, but no matter what, if you're looking to buy a new car, I guarantee you there is that dealership in Scottsdale that you are looking for. And let's go ahead and get into the middle of Scottsdale now. Okay guys, here we are in the middle of Scottsdale, or just Scottsdale. I'll draw our lines here for us. Once again, a ton to unpack here, so stick with me and I will start with the bottom where we left off in Old Town. So as we go up, here are all the parks. We get into the McCormick Ranch area. The golf courses pick up heavily, and there are tons of great neighborhoods, condos in this area. And if we zoom in, this is Talking Stick Resort Golf Club and Casino. I absolutely love this casino. I've been to most of the casinos in Vegas, and this one holds its own. It's very beautiful, clean, every game you're going to want, and the whole casino is covered in lights that shine rainbow colors all night. Top Golf is overlooking the casino, so when you're hitting the balls, you have a beautiful view. Right across the way, we have the likes of iFly Indoor Skydiving, a go-kart track right here. You have Mavericks, which is a huge indoor sports bar slash arcade for adults. Salt River Fields right here, which is the home of the Arizona Diamondbacks and Colorado Rockies spring training facilities. The rest of the MLB teams are elsewhere in the valley. Guys, if you're a sports fan, I don't think there's a better place in the country for you to live, truly. I mean, we have all of the spring training here. You can go to all of the scrimmages. We have the best golf culture in the country. We have the Waste Management Phoenix Open. And then on top of that, we have a professional sports team for just about every league, whether it's the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLS for soccer, you name it, we have it. So many events you can go to. If we zoom in right above this very funky architecture looking building that you cannot miss from the 101, this is the aquarium, Butterfly Wonderland, and you of course have several other businesses in there. A couple of businesses and hotels across the way. But as we get up into the middle parts of Scottsdale, there is a ton of businesses. Here's the Honor Health that we touched on Shea Boulevard. If we zoom in, lots and lots of businesses and restaurants surrounding it. PGA Superstore right here. And Shea Boulevard, like I said, takes us right into the ever so beautiful Fountain Hills. If we zip on up the 101 here, we hit a huge amount of stuff to cover. So I will start from the right and go left. This is Westworld Scottsdale. It's where Barrett-Jackson happens every year. There's also an Arabian horse show and just plenty of other events. But Barrett-Jackson has got to be the most popular. I absolutely love Barrett-Jackson. And if you are a car person, Scottsdale as well might be one of the best places in the country for you to live. Right here, this is the big box store complex of Scottsdale, and it is conveniently right in the middle of Scottsdale along the 101. You have everything you need: Target, TJ Maxx, Ross, Home Depot, Costco, Walmart, EOS Fitness, Kohl's. It just goes on and on. If I zoom in, you'll see what I mean. I am just scraping the surface of everything here, guys. I'm trying to get through everything, but I will never mention every restaurant and business in Scottsdale. It's just simply not possible. Right next to this complex, in the smack center of Scottsdale, is Scottsdale Airport. This is the private jet airport of Scottsdale. There is a private plane landing or taking off every couple of minutes, and they fly directly over the 101. It is awesome to see. And then directly next to Scottsdale Airport, this is our big outdoor shopping center of Scottsdale. It's actually two. You have Scottsdale Quarter and Kierland Commons, but they're basically one shopping center to me. The only thing is they're separated by North Scottsdale Road, and you will have to press the button to wait and cross. But there is all the businesses and restaurants you want here. Bad Birdie Store, North Italia, amazing Italian food, not too expensive. Apple Store if you don't want to go all the way down to South Scottsdale. Soul Mexican here is probably one of my favorite restaurants I've ever had. You have to try the chicken vampiro taco, but make sure you like spicy foods. It is not a mild one. And there is just something here for everyone. Culinary Dropout, Zen Burger, Press Coffee is very popular. If you come here on a weekend night, you will see Rolls Royces and Ferraris valeted. It's just that type of place. We're right next to the private jet airport. If we go directly above Scottsdale Airport, as you can see, we are right here. We have TPC Scottsdale. Now, this is the home of the Waste Management Phoenix Open that I just mentioned. And then right across the street, you have this big, what looks to be an empty space. This is the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess. It's a 65-acre hotel resort, and they absolutely deck out the property every year at Christmas time in millions and millions of Christmas lights. They set up tons of s'more stands. You can buy s'mores there. They set up an ice skating rink, an ice maze, and many other activities. There's rides for the kids. Even if you're an adult like me, it is very fun to go to. It is so pretty, and you do not have to be staying there to go. You just pay entrance and parking. Right next to that, we have all of the luxury car dealerships in North Scottsdale. So Lamborghini, Ferrari, Land Rover, BMW, Porsche, Audi, Lexus. They're all right here along North Scottsdale Road. Again, lots of restaurants and other businesses. And then once we get up to the 101, this is the end of a crazy amount of businesses and you have the Scottsdale 101 shopping mall here. You have a great movie theater, a very clean, beautiful bowling alley, PGA Superstore, Dick's Sporting Goods. This is where my gym, EOS Fitness, is, a couple of restaurants. And then here is the Mayo Clinic we touched on along the 101. And remember, this 56th is where Scottsdale actually begins. If you are someone who likes to live in an area with no HOA, maybe you're looking to spend 600 to maybe 2 million, 650 to 2 million. 85254 right around here is a fantastic option for you. Almost all of the homes in 85254 are non-HOA. The minimum you're going to be spending on a house here is about 600,000, but you can go all the way up to 3-4 million in this area. And then of course, as we go more north, we can get up into even $30 million. So let's get into North Scottsdale. Last but certainly not least, North Scottsdale. This is my favorite part of Scottsdale. It is just so beautiful. For the most part, expect to spend at the very minimum $1 million, but you will be in a neighborhood that is incredibly safe. You are not going to be in the busiest area ever. You will have cactuses and succulents and beautiful views for the most part. Of course, there are always exceptions. And there are tons of neighborhoods here. I will give you a few honorable mentions. Right here, DC Ranch and Silverleaf. These are the most sought after neighborhoods in all of Scottsdale by far. Of course, there is Paradise Valley, but that is a different city. DC Ranch and Silverleaf is where all of the athletes, professional golfers, Hollywood personalities decide to live. This is where a $20 million house just recently sold. There has been $30 million sales here. It is absolutely incredible. Greyhawk is also great golf course community. True North, very popular among professional golfers. It is an incredible area. This is several golf courses. As you can see, here is an example of a business up here. You have a Circle K, but like I said, almost all single family homes. You have a grocery store right here. And as we get up into the northernmost part of Scottsdale, this is where you want to live if you do not want anybody messing with you. You are going to be out there. Your property is going to be, at least 50 yards to the next home. Expect to spend $2 million, especially to be somewhere like Desert Mountain. Desert Mountain is an absolutely incredible 7 golf course private community, 6 of which are full regulation golf courses. That is how big this place is. To give you a better perspective of just how vast it can be, my brother and I showed an incredible home to quite arguably the most famous agent in the entire world, Ryan Serhant. He was coming into town and wanted to do a video on a crazy listing. He reached out to us and we took him to a home right around here. I'm not going to give the exact location, but from the time we entered the gates of the neighborhood, it took us about 25, maybe even 30 minutes just to get to the house. That is how big this area is. There is thousands of homes. Every house is spread out. You're all in the hills with your separate private lots. You have tons of cactuses, succulents, beautiful views. The sunsets are to die for. If you do live up in this area, 99% of the time you will just be going into Cave Creek and Carefree for your daily activities like grocery shopping, dinner, or grabbing a coffee. Cave Creek and Carefree, I will of course do their own separate videos because they deserve it. They do not just deserve a little shout out in the Scottsdale video. These are other great options if you do want to be out there, and there are many, many homes and neighborhoods in this area. Really quickly, Buffalo Chip Saloon, I saw it highlighted. It is incredible. Live bull riding, beautiful restaurant and bar, live country music playing. It is something to behold. So I think I have covered just about everything in Scottsdale. Of course, I could go over for another hour of every business and all of my favorites. I will do separate videos showing you my favorite neighborhoods, other parts of the valley. If you guys are interested in stuff like that, please subscribe and hit that post notifications button. And if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button. It helps me out a ton. If you want me to cover other areas or have any questions, feel free to comment or reach out to me personally. I would be more than happy to assist you. And as always, if you or someone you know is looking to buy or sell, my brother and I would be more than happy to help you. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you next week for another. Bye-bye.